Hello from the Crystal Coast. This is Pastor Kevin, encouraging you to run with endurance the race that God sets before you. It's Tuesday, January 17th. I'm just about through the book of Genesis in my Bible reading plan for this year. When you read this book of beginnings, one of the things you notice is that there is a lot of ink spilt about Joseph and his brothers. To say that they had a strained relationship would really be an understatement. There are a couple exchanges that recently they've caught my attention as I read through it. One of them is the first time they meet Joseph in Egypt, and now he's got this position of authority. And so there's this little exchange where he's asking them questions, and in one of them they said to him, "We, your servants, are 12 brothers, the sons of one man in the land of Canaan. Behold, the youngest is this day with our father, and one is no more." Well, they really weren't being honest when they said one is no more, and they didn't know it at the time, but they were actually talking to the one that they thought was no more. The other exchange is later on when Joseph reveals his identity, his true identity, to his brothers in Genesis 45. He says to them, "Do not be distressed or angry with yourselves because you sold me here, for God sent me before you to preserve life." And as I was thinking about those this week, here were my two takeaways. The first one is this: to be honest about my hurts, my habits, my hang-ups. Don't wait until God graciously puts us between a rock and a hard place before we actually come clean about the faults and the sins in our lives. James says, "Confess your sins to one another and pray for one another that you may be healed." So let's be honest. The second takeaway is when circumstances don't go the way we want, let's look for the hand of God in our hardships to see how God is working, even in the difficulties of our lives. Romans chapter 8, Paul declares, "We know that for those who love God, all things work together for good, for those who are called according to his purpose." So my prayer for us on this day is that, first of all, that we'll be quick to acknowledge when we've blown it. Just own it, confess it, make it right. And that we'd be just as quick to see that God is actually working through all the circumstances of our lives. So until we get together again, let me encourage you, enjoy the journey that God has got you on, and I'll see you Thursday.